that's just a huge road where so many people drive through, and really, I mean, that's like the entrance to the city from the east. And I'm going to see homeless people who are out there every day, who are going there to get what they need to survive. This is survival for them. And I know that at some point somebody's going to tell them, stop doing what you're doing. They're going to rebuke them for going out and asking for help every day. And I feel like for each of us, through our Christian walks, we can at some point be all of the people in this biblical story. For Bartimaeus, we recognize what we don't have. We don't have our sight, which means we can't do a lot of things. It's difficult to be a Christian without acknowledging and recognizing what we lack. We understand that we are sinners, doomed for death, but we need Jesus, and once we get there, that's what we have, and we can own it, and that's ours forever. It's that love that we get to experience. But at some point, we'll probably be the disciples. We'll be the people on the street who are rebuking the man. And I don't know what makes us do this, but we do it in church, we do it outside of the church. At some level, there's some place like we feel like these people just aren't quite enough for what God has for them. They're not quite deserving enough of Jesus' love. I don't understand how we are ever able to tell someone that they can't do that. And then hopefully eventually we end up becoming like Jesus. I know it's a cliche, but you hear people say you might be the only Jesus someone sees. That's huge. I mean, and it's kind of annoying because there's all kinds of things like that, like be the change you want to see in the world, and you're frustrated because you're like, I've heard that 100 times. What does it mean? If we see someone suffering, we have the opportunity to help them in their struggle. In my neighborhood, we have two men who live together who struggle to get by. And so they come to my house once a week asking for food or money. And after like a month, they came by every day. I gave them a 20, and I realized I'm not going to have enough money to support them. I started making them sandwiches. Now, I don't want to say that I am Jesus, but this was my Jesus in this situation. I got to help. My next door neighbor was the disciples. When he sees these men, he sends them away, but not in a nice way. He tells them never to come back. If you come back again, I'm going to hurt you. And it's this idea that somebody's just struggling, trying to survive, and we're out there telling them to go away. He's even come up with hurtful nicknames for them. It breaks my heart that these people just want enough. That's all they're trying to get. Don't be the kind of person to send someone away. If we have this gift of being a Christian, which is a gift, this love of God that we have in our hearts, it's hard to keep it for ourselves, isn't it? Don't we feel like, there's nothing that I can do sometimes to keep it from being my message to other people. And at the end of this story, Bartimaeus doesn't get up and go back to do what he's already done before. Bartimaeus throws off his cloak, this one thing that helps him survive to make money. And he throws it away, and he gets up and he follows Jesus. And I think that we all know that once we encounter Jesus in our lives, at some point, you can't go back to doing what you've done before, because you are not the same person as you were before. Will you all pray with me? Holy God, we thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity to be here and worship with you. God, allow us to go out into your world and to serve as you would have served. God, guide us and bless us and allow us to be the people who you want us to be. In your holy name we pray. Amen.